So really quickly, if you weren't here beforehand, last week or so, I'm just going to go through a couple of little bits of what we did last week. Okay, just get this on here. So share the screen for you. Okay, here we go. Right. So last week we went through just some basics of how you would organize your training or running for a race or a structure. Okay, there's a lot more to it than, as I say, just going out and pounding the streets or so. As you can see on the screen, this is how I would break myself down to it. Obviously, I'm a little bit more anal than some people, but if you can pick little bits out, that will be fantastic for your training. Okay, so I tend to break my training down into 4 quarters, and so you can go into your preparations. Okay, fueling, target setting, really important to target sets. So you know exactly why you're doing it, especially on cold winter mornings, why you're getting out at still 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, the second session is the actual training, the running of it. All right, so obviously that's a huge area of the chart. Okay, the third is the blue into your recovery, feedback and nutrition for yourself, reflection on what you could have done, could do, and could have done better. And the fourth is just the strength conditioning and the stretching. Okay, so obviously your body's going through a huge amount of work. Okay, we want to make sure that you are recovered, properly stretching. Okay, and we went through quite a few different stretches. So as then, let me know, guys, if you want to go through. If you want these slides, then again, let us know. Get in contact with us at Essex Sport, and we can send those through to you, and I can explain them for you. It's not a problem. Okay, and very quickly again, just the 3 training techniques. Okay, so the sprint interval training. Okay, that's just speed work. That's to make you quicker. Okay, your tempo run is that kind of in between one, which I usually use for hill trainings. So you're going really hard, really hard, really slow. Okay, and your endurance runs, which are the ones at the weekends, they're the long miles. Okay, so obviously depending on what sort of distance you're looking for, would accumulate for the long mileage. Okay, and there's just a real quick general training plan just up in the corner there. Okay, which goes through your speed work on the Tuesday. Okay, that's the sort of thing that you're looking for. Tempo work on the Thursday and your long run on the Saturday. So this is out for a 16-week marathon program. As I say, if you want the information, take it through there. Okay, and we can always pop that through to you. All right, splendid stuff. So that's just a real quick overload of what we did last week. Okay, so what I would like to do for you this week is go through some techniques, physical techniques, and preparation for like a race or a run. As I say, you don't have to be an Olympic runner to prepare for races or things. Okay, it's all about making it easier for yourself. Okay, so again, I've taken this down for a Coach the Half Marathon. Okay, we did a seminar where I took a few people through start, process, finish, and just little bits that people might not know and might not think about. Okay, that can have a huge effect on your training and on your race or run. Okay, really simple things, like I say, but if you know the course and you understand where you're going, okay, you'll understand and not be too upset and shocked when you get up to a hill you didn't expect a hill. So really good idea to kind of have a little look over the race course, not so you're not surprised. And again, Coach the Half Marathon, if you've ever done it or so, really hilly. You've got North Hill, you've got Ipswich Road, and there's another one out of Thorrington as well. Okay, really dodgy little hills that will really kick you if you're not too sure where they're going. Always a good idea to know where water stations are as well. So race preparation is really important. Okay, just to make sure that you're happy, you know where you're going, okay, and you can comfortably get from, even if it's get from water station to water station. Okay, so physical techniques, okay, that I have looked at and used for races and runs. Okay, so information, so I've just put down here, I'm just going to pick a few out, but how many people have run with headphones? Okay, how many people do run with headphones? Okay, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Okay, so it all really obviously depends on yourself. For me, I can't run with music on. Reason being that depending on what motivational music you've got in, you might be coming to a hill, you might be coming to a fast section or so, and a bit of Elton John, Candle in the Wind comes on, okay, and it absolutely blows your mind out. You go to the run of, you run to the pace of that music, okay. It might really help you, okay. It might motivate you. Okay? It really annoys me when the earphones and the earpods stick out and they fall out, and you spend half your time, and especially on a treadmill. I say in a gym, I can't use them on there, okay, because the banging of that treadmill knocks those headphones out, okay, and then it's all done for me. So it might be a thing to look out for um, when you're training or running. Okay, obviously running at night with headphones on, is it a great idea? Probably not. But as I say, it's all up to your own self. So these things can have a real effect on what how you run, and also your mental state of it as well. Okay, so real easy little bits and pieces. Okay, so going back towards the course that just said, well, if anyone has run up Ipswich Road or so, or even Balkan, not Balkan Hill, Boundary Road or so, they're not flat. They're not flat uphill roads. Okay, Ipswich Road's got a lovely camber on it. Okay, Boundary Road has got that lovely swing round as well. Okay, so if you run on the inside of that camber, you're going to be running to one side. Okay, you're leaning to one side. Okay, if you actually run right down the middle of Ipswich Road, you run right on the top of the hill. Okay, can really affect people, can have a huge detriment to your running style. So it's little things like this, hitting potholes on the floor when you're running can have a huge impact. Okay, so it's really getting your mindset into the course, and where you're running and how to run that course. Okay, so little techniques that I've used for these sort of things. Okay, so 5Ks all the way up to marathons or so. You look at a specific distance, and that's a huge area to look at. Okay, so um, the opportunity to run that in one full go seems really daunting. Okay, so we would try to make you break that down into short, achievable tasks, like we said last week. Okay, in the SMART targets. Okay, achievable, small targets. All right, so I would normally use a mile section, so I know that every time I hit a mile, tick, you've done another mile. Tick, you've done another mile. If you've got fancy watches or so like Garmin, so you can get them to beep at you. They're all really good bits of technology that you can use to help yourself through. So if you look at a race of 5K, you can cross, that's a long way to run. Okay, but if you break those down into little sections, okay, that will really help you achieve. All right. So breaking those down into sections, how can you use it? All right. So again, we'll run up Boundary Road. Okay, so would you run up Boundary Road? Obviously, watching buses and traffic. Okay, but would you run up completely all the whole way? Probably not. You'd break that down inside your head. Okay, so you'd run from the podia down to up to the first lamppost or so. Okay, you've achieved it. Tick. Right, keep going. Okay, you run round to the corner. Okay, there's a little lamppost on the side. Okay, next one is the bus stop. Okay, so you've already broken that down into 3 sections. So instead of failing to get up that hill, you've actually achieved to get up that hill. Okay, and you can take that into training. You can take that into races, which are more precedent. Okay, there's one technique, and I shouldn't really admit this. Okay, that I use when I'm running. Okay, so you can take the mickey out whenever you want. Is that I find long distance incredibly boring. Okay, I say I don't listen to music or anything, so you kind of get lost in your thoughts. All right, I have a virtual race with a professional racer that I like. Okay, so in my head, I'm racing against this guy. Funny enough, I always win. Okay, but I take the sections of where I'm running and imagine that he's chasing me. I've got to pick up on him, and it just gives me that motivation just to keep pushing forward rather than just pounding the floor. Okay, and going forward, I use that a little bit. Obviously, you can use it to your own benefit also, and obviously you don't ever lose those sort of races. But even things like that, no one knows that you're there. Okay, no one knows that you're doing it. It's all in your own mind. Okay, so real good mental techniques. You can use those on the treadmills like we've got in the gym. Okay, so the great thing with those treadmills in the gym, you've got sprint intervals, and you've got your lapped arena lap. So you can do, say, 400-meter runs or whatever it might be, 100-meter runs, and every single time you hit that 100-meter, that next one, that's another target hit, another target hit, another target hit. Okay, so try and break that right down, whatever the run may be, whether it's a race, whether it's a normal run. Okay, and it makes it a lot more achievable. All right. Super stuff. Okay, so I've gone into a bit of race preparation. Okay, so race preparation is not quite the same. Okay, you can take this as it is, but this is even for just for normal training runs. Okay, so how would you prepare yourself? Okay, I know we're all short of time and on lunches and that sort of thing, but if you get chances, okay, how often do you think about whether you're hydrated enough, whether you've carb load? Okay, so carb loading, if you're not too sure, is just increasing the amount of carbohydrate in the body over a specific period. Okay, it's not about shoving loads of pasta in the night before. Okay, it's gradually bringing carbohydrate into your reserves over a period of time. Okay, so hydration is exactly the same. Okay, do we want to shove a load of fluid down us the day before? Probably not a great idea. There's a bit of massage there, so recovery beforehand, and even active motivation beforehand. So blood circulation, food. Do you think about those sorts of things? Okay. Again, I've gone into race day planning. So this is race day planning, but this again could be on a training run. Okay. Is it cold? How long have you got outside? What clothing are you wearing? That's a big one, huge one for me, as I tend to sweat and get really hot really quickly, especially mornings like this. It's really cold outside. I'll go out with a base layer on, hat on, jacket on. Within 10 minutes or so, I've got them all around my waist. I've chucked them on the floor, that sort of thing. Okay, so you've really got to think about how and what you're wearing to be running. Are your shoes in good condition? Okay, trainers normally last, average, 300 to 400 miles or so, 6 months or so. You can generally tell when there's a bit of wear and tear on the undersole. So are your trainers too old? Are they in good condition? Okay, so that's your equipment checking or so. And if you're a bit like that isn't my bedroom, by the way. Okay, so and I'm not that anal, crikey, but that is a great idea for preparation before before a long race. Okay, is your gear out ready? Do you have to go and search through it? Is it washed? Is it clicked? That sort of thing. Okay, all those normal little easy bits can just have a huge difference. Okay, on those techniques. So, all right. So a little bit of do's and don'ts and things. Okay, again, these will be very varied and very simple for yourself. But just picking little bits and pieces out. We've just gone through about visualizing for yourself and your run. Okay, where are you going? Okay, are you going on a new route? Are you going on an old route? Are there fast bits on that old route that you want to beat? Okay, there's all these little bits and pieces that you can put into this run. Okay, family and friends. Okay, so, it's always nice to have someone cheering at you, even if you've got someone there to talk to you on a Sunday run. Generally tends to find it's a lot easier to to achieve that run, especially if you're doing long ones at the weekends or so. Um, Drink more waters. Okay, so fluids, breakfast and things. Okay, so what sort of breakfast you had in the morning? Were you late up to work? You got to run on lunch and you pop to McDonald's on the way through. Is that going to make a huge difference to your run? Yeah, probably. It will probably have a real detriment to that run. When did you eat? How much sleep as well? Things like this. Huge amount. Okay, obviously everyday life it includes, but it does move into that running. Sleep, caffeine, fluids, hydration. Okay, that all really affects. So if you can pop that all into that pot to try and start to understand how you work. Okay, that's one of the things that I've found over my running career or so, is that how things work for me. Okay, so we can sit here and say, yeah, okay, Verity, you eat this, that, okay, and it'll make you run faster. It might not do that. Okay, it might not have that effect on you. Gels. Okay, we will do a little bit on hydration in the coming weeks and nutrition, but some gels just don't work. Had a situation on a race I did. I picked up a gel from a helper on the side. Really needed it. Was really struggling. Put it in, and it completely didn't agree with my body. Okay, my stomach just went and exploded up. Okay, I was really uncomfortable to run, and it had a massive um, impact on my race. Okay, even down to water as well. I have to be really careful. I don't drink when I'm racing. I just splash on my lips. You know, do you carry a bottle with you? Okay, do you need to carry that bottle? Okay, so all of these things you just have a play about with and see. Okay, there's no absolute yes, absolute no for things. Okay, it's all very individual for your own self. Okay, obviously there's some do's and don'ts. Okay, the don'ts obviously anything new. Again, you know, anything eating anything new, or indeed using anything new. You know, you've always heard it. You know, don't use new pair of trainers or a new bit of kit on a race day or a run day. Okay, having late nights, you know, unfortunately, you know, that's sometimes impossible. If you can get sleep, fantastic. Okay. So, what I'm going to do, guys, okay, as I say, if there are any questions or anything at all, please feel free to pop them down, quick email to Essex Sport, so, and we can go through them for you. And say I appreciate the fact that we aren't able to answer them straight off. Okay, so just going to move into the next little section. Okay, now this might help. Hopefully it does. It does go into a little bit of advanced kind of levels of um, racing. Okay, so this is a macrocycle. Okay, of a big race that I did. Okay, don't need to read through all of the info. I just wanted to show you how to plan. Okay, so again, it's not necessarily about a race. Okay, it's just about the preparation, the planning, and how you would do that. Okay, so my race would have been in June, April. Sorry. Okay, April. So I broke my whole kind of year down into it. And obviously this was a longer race. Okay, so but you can use this for a shorter race. Okay, you can use it for a park run. You can catch 5K. Okay, you've got a preparation phase, okay, a general build phase, a specific training phase, and then a peak and a taper phase. Okay, so the taper wise is the gradual come down. Again, we'll come through this, we'll cover this in weeks to come. All right. But things like your preparation. All right. So what this means is, are you new to running? Okay. Have you decided that for the new year, which everyone does, going to get fit, going to lose weight, stop drinking, stop smoking, stop eating, yeah, all of those things, and go to the gym. Okay, you're never going to achieve all of those things. It's taken a huge amount of willpower. Okay, but if you can prepare for what you're trying to achieve, okay, even the little bits and pieces. So preparing, as in maybe telling the family. Okay, that's a huge one. Okay, get them on board. Okay, you want to go out and do your park run. Never done it before. Okay, so tell them every Saturday. Okay, don't book anything in. I want to go and do park run. I want to train this. Okay, so they're happy and comfortable with you going on to it. Okay, and they know exactly how much it kind of means to you. All right. So prep phase is really important. Okay, whether you need to purchase any equipment, whether you need to join running clubs, things like this, get advice from people like myself, you know, at the university, whether it would benefit you to using the gym, whether you use treadmills. So a little bit of research, groundwork, background work really helps. Okay, so into your general phase. Okay, so this is building volume really. Okay, so a lot of people that I see that want to do running or do things for charity, London Marathon, that sort of thing, will always start off far too quick. Okay, and again, doesn't matter if you're doing a marathon or a 5K or even a mile. Okay, if your body's not used to doing it, okay, there's going to get to a certain point where it's going to go, tell you what, stop. Okay, because it hurts, you're prone to injury, okay, fatigue, and you're not going to really enjoy it. Okay, so the general phase is building some resilience to what you're doing. Okay, so it's real gentle running. Okay, distant stuff. You don't need to worry about going so fast. Okay, that the pace and things will come later on during that macro cycle. Okay, this is the whole point of it, why you do it. Okay, so you can put different exercises in to that cycle. Okay, so okay, the general phase again, building work, maybe starting to put into a routine of stretching, okay, routine of some strength work, so core conditioning, coming to classes that we're starting to run up again at the sports centre, the classes that we did in the gym. Okay, those lunchtime hit classes, fantastic. Get those into that routine, get that into that planner, into that calendar. Okay, so you know that exactly that's exactly what you need to be doing. Okay, specific training wise, this is where you come into things like speed. Okay, so if you want to run real fast, you want to increase your pace. Okay, this is where you'll put things like this in. Okay, so you also tend to start to train now to what you're actually trying to do. So if you're running for a 5K, for example, park run, okay, you're going to have to get to where that park run, one where it is, and the time, the distance that it's going to take you. Okay, there's a couple of ways that I have trained in the past. Okay, I've trained to mileage. Okay, so if and when I was doing a marathon, I would change trying to run to 20 miles or whatever it might be, 15 miles. There we go. Okay, it didn't really matter how fast I did it. Okay, but I'd run that distance. Okay, so then I changed up a little bit, and I ran just to time. Okay, I went out for half an hour, ran for half an hour, 45 minutes, run for 45 minutes, ran for an hour, ran for an hour and a half, ran for two. So gradually built it up. So again, my body was used to doing the specific job that I was asking it to do. Okay. And you can transfer that back down into park runs, half marathons, 10Ks. Okay. So it's getting your body used to what you're asking it to do. All right, into the peak phases or so. So down here, okay, as it says, it's normally quite a short phase, okay, but you'll go into things like real good race pace sort of scenarios. Again, if you're looking for a specific time, you'll kind of put in a park run sub 20 or whatever you're looking for, sub 25. Okay, you'll run at the pace that you want to do. Okay, on the course that you want to do. Okay, so you start to put some real good race or run efforts into that training. And okay, then we pop into that taper bit at the bottom there. Okay, and the taper is completely different for absolutely everyone. Okay, down here we've got you put in 75%, 50%, 30%, and then 15%. Okay, so that's in relation to the amount of work that you're doing. Okay, the intensity stays the same. Okay, but the amount that you're doing decreases. Okay, so if you're doing things like 10 hill sprints, okay, you keep the intensity, but you take it down to 6 or 7. Okay, so the load that you're exercising for reduces. Okay, down to your race. Okay, so again, it's very specific and can be a bit over the top, but even if you put it into your planner of over Christmas, my prep stage, I'm going to, over this time, 6 weeks, 2 months, whatever it might be, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week. I'm going to make sure that I contact Craig about how I can do this once a week. Okay, have that in your preparation, in your plan. Guarantee you it's a huge help for not just going, it's the 5th of January, I can't be bothered, that sort of thing. Okay, so which is generally what happens. Say everyone has the great ideas to start with, and then because they haven't planned and haven't got that routine, okay, it falls off. Okay, so that's the sort of thing. Even if you take the preparation, say the general things, okay, get that body used to doing the work. Okay, building into specific training, so time for time, distance, wearing what gear that you want to wear on a race day or a run day. So yeah, hopefully that will help a little bit for you. Okay, and again, if you do need that sort of thing, then or any info, then please let us know. We can send that through to you. Okay, as I say, with any questions as well, guys, if you've got any questions through this, I say it does get a bit confusing. Okay, you might just want it to go over again. Please let us know. I'm not an expert, but I have got experience in it over 20 odd years or so, so hopefully be able to push you through and help you out. Okay, super excellent. Okay, guys, so that's a real quick overview of what I was looking to do. Okay, so again, we've gone over some Sorry, we're going over some physical, mental techniques, run prep, and how to use those techniques. Okay, and also how to break down your training sessions. Okay, and periodization of training plans. Okay, so hopefully there's some info there that you've probably never thought, oh, never understood that, never thought that. How does that work again? And say, let us know. We'll move through and we can hopefully answer those questions. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Again, apologies for the loss in the seminar. Don't really know what happened, to be fair, but hopefully we can get that all sorted for next time. Okay, thanks very much if you do watch it. I really appreciate it. As I hopefully the sports centre will be back really soon, and we can get back to some normality. Okay, any problems there, guys? Please let us know, and have a good day. Thanks, Ed. Bye.